Hello and welcome back, Josh, Sam, and anyone else who may or may not be watching to Lviv and Let Die. We're back again, guys. It's gonna be another great season. We are back, having played the minute summer period that we have. We've got 2 friendlies in. We also got in, I think, 3 at the end of last season. All things looking good, and we're ready for our Super Cup game against Kryvbas. I think also we've got to do 2 qualifying rounds for the Champions League because the coefficient slipped not in our favour last season. Despite our best efforts, everyone else was pretty poor, and so we've gone down in the rankings. Hopefully we can start to try and right that ship. So that is things that have happened. In terms of... No, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to go to transfers and history. I'll see if we've got anyone big. So outs is mostly what you expect. Fabry gone, Belan out on loan. Tinguinha, the Brazilian who came in and immediately bitched and whined about living in Ukraine, has gone off to Russia for £775,000, which is good. We also got rid of Boris Ortega for £1 million. Boris Mladenovic, having just recovered from his fitness problems, has gone to join Sheffield United. And Mikhailo Shpak has finally left the club for £450,000 to Kubin Krasnodar. It's a shame. He was a good player. Just not in terms of attributes a very good player. He was getting slightly better. I had him working on his... I think I had him working on his tackling. It's only at 5. But he had started to round out a little bit. If he was only like sort of 2 or 3 better on all of those good ones, he'd have been quality. But our first decent player to come through at the club. So it is what it is. In terms of players who we have signed, they're all youth players. Not a single one of these players are likely to play in the first team except for Kareka Mwanga, who's 18 years of age and already almost as good as Nikolov, who we currently play at right back. Everyone else is youth and will be playing in the youth team for the next year at least. Fun player, Andrei Chimichenko, the player who I was trying to sign for money, I ended up getting for free. He's not actually that good, having spent time in the Olympic Donetsk youth team, but, it is what it is. Speaking of us, as I wasn't, but I will now, we have also got our stadium being expanded again. It's currently reduced by 454, but it will be increased by 1,580. 1,580. Yeah, 1,580. Which means it will be over 10,000 by the time that's done. It should be done in October. Similarly, the youth facility is being expanded again, which should be done in a month or 2. Should be up to good youth facilities, and that'll be helpful for us. I am now an icon, that's good. Rosic and the rest of the boys, they're still knocking around. Jan Torno has been released and I think he's available on a free. Yes, he is. I'm not sure I should bother going in for him, but it might be fun just to get him back. He's not good enough. He's a good player. We could probably sign him and sell him for $1 million again, like if we were really desperate. But anyway, he's sort of knocking around. I might let's give him a scout report, see what goes on. Anyway, this season we are third favourites to win the league, behind Shakhtar and Kryvbas, our opponents today. We're playing them in the Super Cup, because we beat them. They came second in the league, and we won both competitions last season. So therefore, they get the sort of booby prize of playing us in the Super Cup final. So that's what's going to happen. Let's just arrange the team and make sure that everything's prepared. So we're going to have Handanovic in and Borovkov. It looks like Lubomir Karasi is going to join Forest Green Rovers, and I cannot get rid of Ibrahim Boakie. He's no good, but he also won't leave. He keeps joining Gomel on loan, doing really well, and then refusing to join them. But there you go. That is what it is. Now then, defence-wise, we're going to bring on Mwanga and Blazek. It's a shame that international duty has taken Juan Carlos away from us, and Perez has come back from his loan and will be sold in a few days' time. So that's good too, making a little bit of money to offset the fact that we spent quite a bit of money last season, and a lot of these young players that are coming in are not, none of them are free. Some of them are free, but not that many of them are free, so we're trying to get as much money as possible. Speaking of trying to get rid of St. Bernard, but didn't quite manage it earlier on in the season, so I'll do it again now. Pampurla can come in here, and we'll put Golovchenko on the bench. Golovchenko making noises to move into a bigger club, to Amasi as well. Hoping we can keep hold of them. I think we seem to have been able to do so far. I wonder if they're playing their full first team. We've got Dogusov, who's okay. We've got Abdullah Keita, who I remember having played for them for a number of years now. Yeah, he's not very good, but he seems to do quite well for them. Daniel Toure, he did do well in the last couple of seasons. Yeah, scored 40-something goals in the last 2 years. Then we've got Kari, another good player. Actually, he is quite a good midfielder. I quite like the look of his shape. Then there's... so it looks like they're pretty much playing... I mean, he's okay. None of them are that good, though. Innocent Zungu, he's okay. I wouldn't mind signing him. But they sign players for ridiculous money and on ridiculous money. I mean, not a single player of ours is close to that. Their defence, Pinheiro, he's pretty good. Owona, good defensively, but not great in the air, weirdly. Gonçalves, old and slow, and is he 37? Was he 37 or 32? 5'7", 32. And Michael Prochaska, a youth player who they signed off Sigma Olomouc. So they have a decent team out, but I think that, man for man, we're probably better than them, I think, as a team. I mean, last season we definitively proved that we are better than them by coming 10 points ahead of them in the league table and beating them comfortably in the cup as well, although that would have been with their youth team. But whatever. Big George and Mick, though, puts us off to a flyer. Gogwa into Big George and Mick. Oh, dear. My chair slightly... The shape of my desk means that I can't quite lean back on my chair in the position that I'd like. There's a slight sort of lip which it just sort of squeezes round unless I balance myself very carefully, which I'm currently doing. Koulibaly puts Rosic through. Rosic immediately on the attack again, but a good save. I checked. I think I mentioned it in the long, protracted end to the last video. What a poor effort from Rosic there. That Rosic is, I think, 2 or 3 or maybe 4 goals away from breaking the all-time goal-scoring record for FC Lviv. I would back him to break that record this season. We've managed to hold on to him. In fact, we didn't even receive... Oh, there we go. Rosic scores. We didn't even receive a bid for him. Like in the Christmas window, Bayern were rumoured to be in for him for something approaching £16.5 million. I have put a £30 million, or it might have even been £35 million desired fee, or whatever, asking price on his head. And since I've done that, nobody's come in for him. In fact, doing that has put off quite a few people from bidding on a lot of my players. So it seems like it's a fairly easy way of just putting people off. And then again, some players you just can't get any money for, like Boyka. Anyway, the Ghanaian striker that I mentioned previously, I just can't get rid of, except for Gomel, but he won't go Gomel to them. Koulibaly to Amasi. It's just strange. Some players you can, some players you can't get rid of, but whatever. Juric to Koulibaly. Koulibaly was offside. Possibly would have got a penalty if he wasn't. That's a shame. Zungu. I mean, we were smashing him, aren't we? I mean, they've not... it's not to say that they've... But then the thing is, they've probably not had a single game in pre-season. Let's check. I'll check after. Bakur scores a goal, and in a sort of position where he doesn't usually score. So that's quite an impressive result. Quite a result of the attack that he was part of. I'm going to check Kryvbas's fixtures at the end of this match, because I wonder if they've even played any pre-season games. I know during the winter break, I've mentioned it before, they don't ever play unless I play them. So it might just be that their players are not ready. Oh, mate. Gogua has been sent off in the first half with us 3-0 up. Gogs, mate, what are you doing? It's pathetic. It's pathetic. Okay, well, it's an interesting start. Let's say Golovchenko can come in for Koulibaly. Fuentes is also on a yellow. Getting better at playing in midfield, though, so at least he's doing that. Golovchenko in. Arafoy And now they're going to probably be a little bit more impressive. No. Juric now swings through. Is he going to get a yellow? Come on, Juric. Thank you. Let's not all get sent off, lads. There's no need. Keita. Oh. We just about get it clear. Golovchenko. But now they are able to set up camp just on the edge of our area. Gonçalves. Is he going to slip the ball forwards? Is it going to be a slip? No. Carry. Ball comes in the middle. Golovchenko heads clear. Awona. Oh, go on. Oh, no. I want to tell you something. You're going to lose. Having a bit of fun. Gonçalves. Dogusov. Gonçalves again. Dogusov. Kari. Arafoi. Gonçalves. Nikolov. Nice. Golovchenko to Rosic. Rosic, is he going to... Oh, I thought he was going to slip through Twumasi there, but it's okay. Juric now puts the ball outside to Twumasi, and we have another chance. It's not like since we've gone down to 10 men, we've been much worse. They've only had one more shot since then. It's okay. Whistle goes for half-time. Koulibaly has run them ragged, and it's true, he did. I had to take him off because of factors, but it's okay. I think we can probably try and keep some of these players a bit fit because we do have a game immediately afterwards. Carvaccio could maybe come on and play instead of Fuentes. We don't want him to be suspended in case that suspension actually takes effect, because even though this is not a real game, it's just a Super Cup, it might mean that the domestic suspension, it might mean he'll get a suspension for a domestic game. Rosic now then. Nikolov. Carvaccio went for the effort, but it was wide by a long way. 49 minutes though. We're still making chances, which, I'm happy with. If we could get a fourth, if we could win the second half as well, that would just be icing cake on top of. Okay, never mind. Benamir scores, and it's 3-1. The concern now is that they've got their tails up and they might come back. Really rather we didn't go into extra time and penalties 3 days before our first league game. But, we've only had the 1 month of time off or 2 months of time off. Maybe they could have pushed the game back a day so that we had a little bit more time, or bring it forward rather, this game, so that we could have just not had to focus so much. We had a bit of time to actually prepare for our league games, but whatever. I'm not one to complain. Rosic now. Rosic charges forward, takes the ball off him in the midfield. Oh, Katagiu made a good double save there. And it's nice to see that we're still breaking forward. We're taking our time. Twumasi's wandering over to take the corner. He's going to realise, this is going to do this stupid thing. He's now... Oh, no, okay. They've actually... Sensible. But he couldn't have done that beforehand? No. Okay. Are we going to get to see the corner? Yes, we are, having wound up for it that much. Barshan heads over. That's unfortunate. Still making chances. Katagiu. Oh, Prochatska's going to get sent off now. It's going to be 10 versus 10. You'd hope he would. No, he doesn't get booked at all. Cool. All right, then Bakur puts the ball in the middle. Barshan, man. We're piling on the pressure. We've got 10 men. And they should have 10 men. Prochatska, Toure. Golovchenko comes out to him. Arfaoui. Not a fan of that name at all. 65 minutes gone. Not much is going on at the moment. Benamir puts the ball in. Toure heads over. Toure was the one that has the good goal scoring record, or was it Keita? I think it was Toure. Anyway, hasn't scored against us in this game. Didn't score against us in the last game. 75 minutes. Let's make another sub. Twumasi's looking pretty tired. Do we have our man on the bench? No, we don't. So let's bring on Pampurla. Why not? Oh, here we go though. Rosic is going to get his chance to score another. He rounds the keeper, but a combination of keeper and defender do manage to just about keep it out. That's unfortunate. Possibly should have Pulled the trigger a bit early there, Rosic, but whatever. He's done his job. Pampurla comes on now. Bakur crosses. Can we have one from the corner? Barsan is unbelievable. He's had more than enough chances to have about a hat-trick, I would say, in this game. But poor finishing from the centre-back. I suppose that's kind of, not the craziest thing to hear in the world, but still. Prochaska to Tamang. Tamang's actually quite a good player. His stats suggest that he should be good, but they never play him. And when he does play, he's not very good. So I don't know whether it's possibly due to their formation, because they play with the stupid one man up front. Oh, they're actually playing 4-4-2 now. But they usually play with that silly Christmas tree formation that you saw. Maybe he doesn't fit that or something. But yeah, he hardly ever seems to play. Anyway, we've won 3-1. That's another competition and another trophy in the bag. Quite an easy win, although for some reason their guy's name gets to go at the top there. Is that a second in a row? Third in a row. Beating all the luminaries of Ukraine, Kryvbas, Shakhtar and Chornomorets. 33,000. Delighted with me because of our 3 in a row. We won the Super Cup again. Getting boring at this point, isn't it? Yeah, see, now all Ukrainian domestic competitions. That is a shame. We won the Super Cup. St. Bernard is not going to get bought. NSC Olimpijski is the stadium in Kiev. I wonder whose stadium it actually is, because who do we have actually from Kiev in the league at the moment? So there's Arsenal, who play at the Valery Lobanovsky. Dinamo also play at the Valery Lobanovsky. Obolon got relegated last season, and they are playing in the Obolon Arena. I'm not sure anyone actually plays in that stadium. Okay, well, there we go then. That's good. The new teams that came up, by the way, are Bukovina and Bilet Svekva. In their first ever season in the Premier League. It was interesting. I looked at their history, and if you look at their records, in their entire history, so this is a club that has been founded... Oh, for God's sake. This is a club that was founded in 2006. So for 51 years, they have never been higher than first or lower than 16th in the second division. So well done to them for finally getting up here. Anyway, I wanted to check Kryvbas's fixtures as well before we move on. I know that we're close to the next game, but let's just quickly go. Senior squad, fixtures. They did play some pre-season friendlies. Well, look at that. Okay, so they shouldn't really have been that weak. And we don't have to play them again for quite a while. So hopefully that will hurt themselves. That's 12 in a row for us, which is a record of wins. Golovchenko's doing well. Well, that's good because he's going to have to play in our next game. Obviously, the transfer window is open for another 2 months for us and everyone else. So there's every chance, having me said a moment ago that Rosic hasn't been sold, there's every chance that he could be sold. Also got to consider that next year is going to be because my intention is never to sell him, but if we do sell him, I'm going to get the money up for him. But assuming that we never sell him, next season he's likely to be playing for Serbia in some kind of cup. Oh, someone has bid for someone. What's going on here then? Lviv are apparently going to bid for Kuder, who is a Groningen right midfielder. He's actually pretty good, but I'm not going to bid 1.29 million for him. And they want that. So what? Oh, okay. So someone wants one of our players. Ivan Giroud, who I signed a few months and years ago, in fact, for 50k. And who are you? Who even are? Oh, you're Yablonets. £30,000. Let's view that offer. Heck, yes. Go on then. Off you go, son. Go and have fun back in your native land. Oh, Yablonets, are they... Hang on, are they Czech or are they Slovakian? They are Czech. Good. Okay. Gogwa handed 2 more matches. Fucking hell. Jesus, that doesn't. I don't think that even happens in the Ukrainian Premier League. I think that's just a rule for that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's not complain too much. It's because we've got a good replacement for him. Zenit out to avoid. Yeah. Good. Anything interesting happening? No. It's the stupid transfer window again. Oragbade. Differdanger from Luxembourg have gone through, and a Ulysses from Armenia against Principat for Vandora. I think we should go through in the third leg of the... I didn't even mention. Look, did you see that? Did you see that there? Go forward. Go back. Did you see that? Swindon won in the Champions League final against AC Milan 1-0, making that Swindon's fourth Champions League title, overtaking Western-super-Mare as the most successful team that I have left. I think we gave them 2, or did we only win 1 for them? You know what? I don't really remember. But since we're not quite up at that level yet, but Swindon do seem to be sticking around and being quite good. Western-super-Mare, very much a mid-table championship team now, although it's been plenty of years since they were good. It's been like 35 seasons since I was their manager. And in that time, they did okay, and now they've dropped back off. Schlansk, also, that was another quite funny thing that I noticed. Good that I can talk about this over the processing screen. But they lost the league title last season. They were the... let's have a look. So he would sign for us. He'd be as good as Koulibaly or or Handanovic. Should we sign him up? He would have to do a lot of adapting to fit in with the team because he's balanced and normal. Not really getting the point of negotiating here, are you? Cool. Thanks, Rodolfo. Have fun. Perez is off. Good. Off he goes. That's another bit of money for us. View report. He's a lot better than Bulgarian Vangel, but he is worth 2.2 million, and I'm not sure I can really afford that. And is he that much better? I think he's mentally better. Anyway, let's not worry ourselves over that. So Schlansk, they came second in the division. They were equal on points with the team that won it, Polonia Warszawa. They had 20 more goal difference, but because they had lost a game against that team, and I think they drew the other one, they ended up not managing to win the league. Ridiculous. Like when you look at the league table from that, it's just madness. You're like, what the fuck happened? Anyway, the opening day of the domestic season is marked on the calendars of football fans across the country and after a long closed season of almost 2 months. Everybody is raring to go. I'm hoping for a good performance. We had a great pre-season, all 3 or 4 days of it. We've been working hard. Regular team in mind. We'll have to wait and see. If he's fit, he'll play. Daniel's crucial, obviously. I'm interested, but I'm not going to pay so much money for him. Could sign him? I don't know. I also see there Boston United signed Flood, which actually sounds a little bit like if Sam Hamburger was their manager. And if you added the letters ing after sign, it'd be Sam Hamburger team signing Flood because they flood. He signed so many players that they make a flood in the stadium. Anyway, let's go back up here. So all right. So now let's see how much money we would have had to pay. 2.2 million, and he's worth 1.2. And Vangel is apparently our best. See, he's not that much better. He's just better mentally and a little bit technical. Yeah, fuck it. You're not that good. Off you go, son. Chumachenko can go on loan to the first division. That's fine. Get some game time. Better than sitting around in our youth team. Jirius Black. Good name. Has gone off to Jablonec, and Woking has signed Spree. Big George and Mick backs Jirius Black's loan deal. Well, off you go then, Jirius. Good name. Shame that he's probably not ever going to be good enough to play in the first team, really, because that is a first team caliber nickname. See, look, this is. There's no need for this to all take so long. Look at our under 21s, 7-1. Gabor Logo scored. Why is he in the youth team? He's not that good. That's why. Anyway, Gabadze, Karasi's off for 1.5 million. That's fine. I'll let him go. He's relieved over move, despite the fact that he spent quite a lot of time moaning last season. So get out. I have nothing. There's nothing here for you. I have youth players coming through who are either better or at least better performers than you. Lukyanov has signed for Bukovina. I like Bukovina. I don't know what it is, but I like their badge. Something about it. Similarly, I like the other Arsenal team that came up, Bila Tsverkva. Anyway, I like them too. A little bit more interesting than just the usual teams that come up. I know Bukovina have previously, if you're paying attention, Bukovina have previously been in the league with us. But that shouldn't mean that it's not fun to see them back up here. Much more interesting than Odessa, for example, and I'm happy that we don't have to see them anymore. Now then, game. How do you feel about processing the next screen for me? Oh, transfer deadline. No, not even deadline. Transfer days. Takes so much longer to sim. Here we go. It's because Cruzero's making so many bids for people. Right. Robles, Obalon have signed a player. Ipswich are in the Premier League. They've signed a player called Binks. I noticed that Swindon Supermarine have been promoted into the Blue Square South, and I was sorely tempted to take them over and start another long charge up the English divisions and try and make a Swindon-based rivalry in the Premier League, but I couldn't be asked. Also, if then the next year Chippenham came in, I'd have to do it again. So, right, here we go then. Klutschborg, I saw that there. Klutschborg, MKS Klutschborg. They are in the Extraklasse. Oh my God, MKS Klutschborg in the Extraklasse. Lovely to see. And let's go down here. Have my team in the Polish leagues come up yet? No. So let me just show you what happened last season. Polonia Warszawa, 27 goal difference, 49 goal difference, but they won because they beat Śląsk. So stupid. So stupid. Śląsk, you bloody fools. Right, anyway, this is a big game. I mentioned it in the last episode when we played these guys, because we actually play them in one other of our videos. They are quite a good side, and they often have better results against us than we have against them. It isn't there's not much we can do about that at the moment. Bulgarian Vangel's out for 31 days. Shame. Otherwise, though, I think we're good. Handanovic, yeah, I think they look nice. So let's go with that. Barshan's for some reason not doing good. What happened? But Gonzalez is still not here. When's he back? Fucking it. Oh, bloody hell, what's he off doing? Yeah, but what are Uruguay playing in at the moment? No, they're in the Copa America, for crying out loud. Well, hopefully Venezuela and Ecuador upset everybody and knock out Uruguay. Anyway, okay, so they're playing an ambitious 4-3-1-2 formation. If we win this, we'll have won the most consecutive games in our history, as I think will be the case until we lose or draw a game. I mean, and by as I think will be the case, I mean obviously logically will be the case until that happens. Here we go. Early chance, but Pereira heads clear. Nikolov puts the ball back out to Twumasi, who goes around his man, but his cross was blocked by the first man because he didn't go around him. He just went sideways. Juric tackled by Smoliarchuk, but Big George and Mick gives the ball back to Anicic. And then he's edging forwards like a little mushroom man. Rosic is going to chase that ball down. He gets there. He gives it to Koulibaly. Koulibaly smothers the ball into the bottom corner. A fantastic start for Lviv against Dnipro. I don't know if you noticed, but there was a brief moment where you could see our record against Dnipro, and I think we've only ever beaten them 3 times. They have 8 wins to their name. Some of those games include like cup games and also the few seasons where we started off just having been promoted, for example. When they were one of the bigger teams and we were a weak team, so they were one of the teams that routinely beat us. But yeah, we've still not managed to get to the point where we can beat them consistently. But, Rosic! I mean, that should have been a goal. you'd have banked money on that. Real life dollar, wonga. And they head the ball over the bar. We're already joint top, although Dynamo Kiev, penniless Dynamo Kiev, are top, based on, I assume, their name. Volina bottom, which is good. Don't really like Volin. Bakur, Nikolov, Rosic. Rosic hits over the bar again. And here we go. Teams are starting to fill up at the top now. Bakur puts the ball in, but Eckhart saves. 19 minutes. There's been a fair bit of action going on in the game so far. They've only had the one shot themselves, but we haven't been as rip-roaring as we would usually like to be. I would have hoped that Rosic, at least that first one, for goodness sake. But maybe he'll take a game or two to get on form. Big Mick goes for the clearance against the defender against the attacker to set up their team. But he knew, this is the skill of Big Mick. He knew that he would hit it wide, so it was fine. Nikolov to Tumasi to Nikolov. Nikolov on the edge of the box to Juric, and Veloso manages to clear after the deflected shot nearly fell to Bakur. Now then, another chance for a corner. Tuamasi puts it in, and Big Georgian Mick has headed into the net. Come on, you Lviv. We are dominant already. 2-0 over Dnipro, and I would hope that, Gavela are on some ridiculous run as well. I would hope that this is the beginning of the first time when we can retain this competition. We've already retained the Cup and the Super Cup. I'd like now to get 2 league wins in a row, start that ball rolling, and really just start to steamroll everything. Tuamasi up to Grinchenko, Pereira, Leserf. One of the reasons why I want to do that is because obviously you get loads more money from Champions League qualification than you do from Europa League. It also means that the reputation will continue to get a boost, which helps. Also our Bakur, but he was offside. Also, our sponsorships do continue to increase in their value over the years. We keep getting more of them, and they're always slightly higher value than the previous ones. But we still don't earn anywhere near as much money as Shakhtar do, for example, and we need that to continue to basically continue paying the wages. Fuentes hits just wide without having to sell players constantly every year. The third thing is it will help boost our attendances, which will mean that we can get a new stadium. Rosic hits the post, which means we can get a new stadium, which means we can continue to bring in money that way, because we were something like 14th, or maybe not that low, but I don't think we were even in the top 10 for attendances last season, even though we won it. Increasing our stadium to over 10,000 will help that, but it's probably still not enough to cover or make too much of a dent in the money that we earn back. Tuamasi heads over as well. Oh, we are being profligate today. We could have had, and we've had 11 shots, 3 on target, but we've had plenty. Did I see clear-cut chances on 5? We've had more clear-cut chances than we've had shots on target. Anyway, I'm happy with their performance so far. Let's make sure we keep that up, though. Assertive. You weren't that bad, but I believe you can do better. Particularly the strikers. I would like Rosic to score and start to count down those goals before he becomes the record scorer, because it's always around that kind of record breaking that players tend to go on little dry spells. I hope that Rosic doesn't do that for too long here. Golovchenko to Juric, to Tuamasi, to Koulibaly. Koulibaly turns, puts the ball to the back post, but unfortunately put it wide. Nobody was there to tap it in. Alexandria, despite being, everyone can agree, a poor team. Oh, Boshan, for God's sake, are 3-0 up at Shakhtar. Fucking hell. Or are they at home? They are away to Shakhtar and they are winning 3-0. Well, Shakhtar's boss is going to get sacked. That is pathetic. How are Kryvbas doing? Did we even check that? Kryvbas have had a man off against Olympic. That's good. Metalist are winning, so maybe they'll be back to being a good team again. We'll make some tactical substitutions here. So Tuamasi's looking tired, so we'll bring on Labant. We can also play Carvacho in the middle there. And I'm going to say Borovkov comes on, even though Bakur's looking pretty tired. But we have a little bit of time to recover between now and the next game. So I should think this will be fine. Let Borovkov get some game time and hopefully improve him enough to be a starter. Considering we spent £1.5 million on him, we need to sort of make sure that investment isn't a waste. He did get 10 goals in the League Cup, in the Cup last year, so, Skybar puts the ball in the middle. Barshan clears. Labant gets the ball as well to Borovkov. Borovkov, can he put the ball forward ahead of Rosic? He could have done, but decided not to. Puts the ball to the back post, but Golovchenko there sliding in. I imagine that was a little bit like the Gaza chance for England in Euro 96. Just on the wrong foot. Didn't quite go in. Borovkov puts the ball wide, nicely latching on to the ball from Golovchenko. 78 minutes gone, we'll take that. Freak occurrences aside, we should probably be fine in this league this year, I think, especially if useless Shakhtar are down there on... yeah, it's ridiculous, really. I mean, we're one of the worst teams to have won, according to the goal differential, but we are playing one of the hardest teams. Prokofiev to Pereira, and Anicic had to make the save, tips it over. Addo. Oh, they hit the crossbar. Fernandinho, Zykov. Okay. Here we go then. Bakur takes the free kick, smashes it well over. Now, we'll talk about the fixtures in a moment. Eckhart, Golovchenko now. Borovkov on, chase that down. Labant gives the ball up to Borovchenko. Borovchenko is tackled, and now they have the ball. They're passing it back, and they kick the ball long, but Barsan gets there. Borovkov to Rosic. Rosic goes past one, goes past two, and he puts the ball away. You can never keep that man down. 89 minutes. It took him long enough to get there, but he gets the goal, and that, for some reason, puts us top. LMNO. That's why it puts us top. So we are top of the league. We are top of the league. Rosic goes round two there, and then it puts the ball calmly into the bottom corner. He could have himself had a hat-trick this game, but it's okay. We get the hat-trick of points, i.e. 3 points. And we are top of the league. Lovely, lovely stuff. I nearly said I'm far from pleased there, but no. We were excellent. Again, we did very, very well. We didn't put anywhere near as many shots on target as you would have hoped, but we did good enough. Shakhtar, bottom. Dnipro, second bottom. Volyn, another team that I don't really like playing. Third bottom, that's all good. Karpaty and Metalist 1. Ilicheviets are another team that annoy me, but that's fine. We have done all that could have been asked for us, and we have started the season off as well as we could have done. Now, what I was about to sort of start saying and then didn't say was that we really need to now say, their players got Tash. I got the big tactical. Of course I did. I'm better than you. Yeah, so the problem that we've had in the last couple of seasons is these two games are always wins. Then it's like these three we lose, although I suspect that might not happen this time around because we've got Govela, Bukovina and Donetsk. And then we win one, and then we win another, and then we lose one or two more, and then we go on the rest of the season as wins. Which, last season did well enough for us. This season, though, I want to avoid that. Let's go and try and win the first. Because, realistically, you're looking at that, and the first tough test is probably Metalist, maybe Ilicheviets if we're being kind. Then there's those two. That's 3 games in a row that will be tough. And then followed up by Biletsev, Serkva, who are unlikely to be any good this season. And okay, we've started off well. There's going to be Champions League games, which is what we're going to come back for. The league is not really something to be too excited over at the moment, especially if, as I expect, we will be fairly good against most teams. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, so we'll have Champions League qualifiers. I suspect that the first leg, because I think we're going to have to go through 2 rounds. I think the third round will not be too difficult. So if it's a fairly easy draw, I won't bother recording it just to save some time. And then we'll record the 4th qualifying round, the playoff, which should be against a decent side, and that might be a bit more interesting. So that'll be when you see me, and I imagine if we look back, when does Europe usually start? So it'll be around there. So around 19th of August, so it'll be around these games here. So I'll play 4 or 5 games and then we'll be back. Okay, guys, have a good one. Bye.